In this video, I want to quickly show how to configure microgaming properly. And first on, for instance, on the Betson side, we have to download the right poker client, which is usually the default one. In this case, it's called Betson MPN Poker. You also can get the on-game client, of course, but for now, we're going to look at the microgaming one. It's downloaded, just double click, and then it has this very simple one-click install thingy, which we'll just click on. Very fish-friendly one-click install, so that's awesome. Once the installer is complete, the lobby opens up like this with the small login window. Here you enter your Betson or BetSafe or so default account information. So this is just the main screen name you use on the main site, but this is not the actual screen name you're supposed to use on the table. And then you enter your password and hit login. Okay, mine randomly restarted here, but then you get this random message. Just close that. And let's pop that up here. So now, if it's the first time you log in with your Betson account into the Microgaming client, you get a prompt which asks you to set your actual poker screen name. And when that comes up, of course, you set that. In my case, I already had one set up. And now we're going to look at the settings that you have to do first time you're going to play. So it starts by selecting the right lobby view. So right here you just have the simple one-click want to play now, which is awesome for beginners that they can just start playing immediately. But for us, of course, we want to see the lobby, so you have to click on the list view here, and then you don't need to see that again. Down here on the left are the filters, where you can usually filter for 3 to 600, although the full ring games can be good, so maybe put that in. Then put in whatever stakes you're interested in, let's say 100 to 200. Turbo tables, I don't play them because I time out too much, but it's up to you if you want. If you select none of those, then of course it selects all of them. And then you probably want the regular deep stack and anonymous, but not the blaze. However, that's up to you. Then hide empty, hide full works as expected. And down here is the auto buy-in button, which if you want to table select, seat select, which seat you want to choose, then don't tick this box, but first join the table and then sit down wherever. But if you don't care which seat you're going to get, usually when you're only joining 5 out of 6 tables or 0 out of 6 tables, you can tick the auto buy-in and it automatically buys you in at the table. So now we're going to open up a table, although actually I don't have that much money in the account here, so we'll have to go to the lowest possible, I guess. Save that filter. So first settings we're going to do actually are just in the main preferences. So the sound options are typically fine. Tournament reminder options, I don't play tournaments, so should be reasonable. Set all change languages should be English, of course. If you don't have it in English, then change it. Show free games, we don't want that. Hand history settings are perfect as a default. You don't have to change that. Message settings, turn all of those off because they are all pretty annoying. And then global table options is just a few extra clicks. We take the wait for big blind, pretty important if you just install the client, otherwise you're going to end up posting firsthand. And the rest is fine, and the other options will do from the main settings edit table actually. So now we're just going to find a table here. Let's join a turbo, I guess that's cool. I hope I have enough money. So the default view you're going to get is called the arcade view, which looks kind of like that, kind of nice. And I think we don't have to sit down to change the table appearance. So first we're going to go on menu, and then here's the different views you can choose. So right now, well, actually it's not the arcade view, it's the fun view. Then there's the arcade view, the mini view, and the classic view, and you almost always want to get the classic view. So click on that, it's going to reload the table, and now we have the classic view, which is probably the best. And then you have to tick the box here to say use as default view. So from now on, all new tables are going to open in this view. Alright, next up we have to go into these options right here, and there's a lot to go through. There's 8 different tabs, and very important is that after changes on each tab you click OK like this and then go back to menu options, because sometimes the edits you do on one tab are not saved unless you hit OK. So there's a little bit of sound coming from the thing. I guess we actually do have to change the sound settings. So I usually have it set to only play alerts and always play alerts when a table requires action. So those two should be the correct sound settings. And now we click OK. And there shouldn't be any beeping anymore. Then on the general options, queue table actions is good, force table to foreground is not good. If you're multi-sighting, drag by title bar only should be taken normally, keep full cards visible, not important, show rabbit cam, not important. For color deck, super important to click that in. And then no avatars, I don't think that makes too much sense, although it's not too intrusive if you have them turned on. You can see some guys' faces like right here. Hide casino links, very important. And that should be it for the first tab, so we'll OK that to save. Then next up is animations. Just go disable all animations, although I can't do that because I'm not sitting at a table actually. So let's try to open another turbo table here. Alright, sit me in. I'll bring the min by in, I guess, so we have more time to play, maybe. Alright, don't show me this again, thank you. Let's go back, menu options, and then all of these should have saved. Yes, animation options. Still can't change that. Okay, interesting. So if it's possible on your end, you should tick the first box to disable all animations. And let's just quickly watch the table if there are animations, because I think there are. Yes, the card just flew in from the top, so animations are currently enabled. Not sure why I can't turn it off. It's interesting. Sound table appearance. So this one is completely up to you, but I'd usually use the darkest available on bet sounds like this. On bet safe, it's black. On trio, I think it's also similar to this. And OK that. And then we'll do seating. This one is typically perfect. Hold'em manager understands that the default preferred seat is always the bottom one, and the tables always rotate, so you're seated at the bottom, and you shouldn't change that setting unless you absolutely have a good reason for that. Bet slider is very important setting right here, which is the bet slider works on default raise mode, raise by mode, or raise 2 mode. You want the raise 2 mode. You have to click apply this to all tables and hit OK. We're also going to change to use the scroll wheel and to scroll by small blinds, but this is personal preference. I would recommend the same, but of course that's up to you, but this one is very important. Then we'll OK that. And then we'll go back to bet slider because there's a sub option for Texas and Omaha. You have to create a new profile, give that any name, and then select the preflop sizing. The min open is a 2 big blind raise, the 2x min is a 3 big blind raise, so don't be confused there. So this is 3 big blinds, and then I usually put this to like a small raise size and this to a big raise size. And post flop we're gonna go something like 1/2 and 3/4 and pot size or so. Use this current slider, save, and OK. Now get the first hand. Let's see if we can change the animation options now. I feel like we can. No, we cannot. So that's interesting. So typically just tick the first box if you can. And then lastly we have auto top up, which is you want to top up to your initial buy-in as soon as you drop below the starting amount, or speed table. So we're going to have to play a hand here. And then we have auto buy-in, which I would usually enable to the table maximum or to 100 big blinds, one of the two. And automatically seat me is this the same option that's here in the lobby. It was just ticked. Wait, he's all in. I guess we have to call that. So yeah, once again, this check. What? Yeah, rigged. All right. So those will be the main settings there. Then there's a few tricks at the table that you need to know. So first one is you click on a left click on a player's square, or right click on a player's square does the same thing, and there's two options which are very important. The first one is the edit notes, which, well, you can use 5 predefined color icons and then to write some text, and that's going to be saved for this player's name forever. And the other thing which is very nice is you can always click left click or right click and then tick player history, which shows you the action this person has taken in the hand, which can be extremely useful when you want to, who c-bet the flop or something like that. You can always right click and see the action that was taken so far in the hand. And looks like we're going to need a rebuy here. Alright, I did auto rebuy, so awesome. This buys me in at my with my initial buy-in, so that's perfect. And so yeah, the player history one is extremely helpful whenever you're kind of lost in the hand, not sure how big was the flop bet size. You can click on player history and see everything they've done so far in the current ongoing hand. Here on the left, you have chat options, stats, super useless. Options, of course, you can do auto post blinds or sit out. is down here on the left. Here it always shows you hand strength, which is kind of nice if you're the, do I have a straight 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yes, I do. That type of person. You can look here in the bottom right to see what your hand would be. Of course, now even with your folded hand, it shows that. And then here you have on the bottom left the hand history, which shows you, well, here are the previous next hand's icons, first and last hand icons at the table. And if you want to see what actually happened in the hand, there's no replay function. So the only way to see what happened is to scroll down here on the left by clicking on this button repeatedly and then looking through the action, what happened exactly. So it's not recommended to check past hands in this because it's very cumbersome. Alright, then the last thing I want to show is anonymous table. So let's make that our last hand here. So on anonymous tables, you of course don't see any screen names, but you still see animations are turned on. I'm not sure why I can't turn them off. Maybe. No, it works. Okay, disable all animations. Okay, and now everything is going to be smoother and better, which is extremely helpful. So for instance, one thing which, did I get just, no, it was a split. Okay, not insufficient funds. Okay, when you exit a table, you have to click on the X and then click on yes again. I have a setting that my mouse always jumps to the yes on those prompts, so that's a bit helpful. Otherwise, it's 2 clicks. And so this anonymous table, the players are player 1, player 2, and so on. But you can still take notes, so you can do a right click or left click on this player plate, edit notes, and give this player a tagging. And this is going to stick forever long he's at the table, so those are session notes. Which is important to know. Of course, if this player joins a different table, the same player joins a different table, the note doesn't carry over. It's only for this one table, this one player. So that's that. And Holder Manager, just do auto detect, should work very well with Microgaming. Works flawlessly from the first install. So there shouldn't be any problems there. And that would be the main settings for Microgaming. Just something more in the lobbies. So up here, you click on balances to see, well, your balances. And my bonus, if you click on view, you can see your current sign up bonus or whatever bonus status, which is pretty useful. Of course, I don't have an active one here. And if you click on loyalty points view, you can see your current loyalty points. And there's, if you have points to convert, there's a button to click on convert my loyalty points, and you can see your current status here, and it should usually be the highest status for the 30% direct rake back, which on Betson is called Star, on BetSafe I think it's called Diamond, on TrueBet I think it's also called Diamond. So that would be the default settings and a quick look around the lobby. Hope you enjoyed. See you.